$100 million in gambling losses betting on football and sports. $1 billion in total bets over 30 years. Yet that wasn't the biggest loss that Phil Mickelson took. That wasn't the biggest L. Welcome again to another episode of the 1% in Recovery podcast, where we encourage you to laugh every day. Work hard in your relationships, work hard in your job, in your businesses, and also to love unconditionally. Just spread out the love and love will come back. Recovery is beautiful. Your EQ is your IQ. Now, how to get all this wonderful mental health, emotional intelligence? Well, we have something to help you. It is free. The Recovery Growth Scorecard, using metrics to get that natural dopamine, oxytocin, serotonin, endorphins, getting you to really put on paper what you need to do on a daily, weekly basis to start to rewire your brain, to get that neuroplasticity working in your favor and not getting all caught up in the anxiety, the depression, the stress. So contact the website, www.lifeiswonderful.love, L-O-V-E, or email me, Hugo V at lifeiswonderful.love. Also, if you have questions about recovery, getting started, maybe just about trying to be alcohol free, trying to slow down your gambling, what else to do? Call me, free, 15-minute call. I will kind of get you going in the right direction so you can also feel what is good coaching, what is also good direction, because we all got to start on the right foot. That's why a lot of us struggle. We don't know where to go. So let's just jump into this week's episode. So earlier this week, we are now in September 2023, Phil Mickelson has admitted to a gambling addiction that probably the estimates are being thrown out there that over a 30-year period, you gambled probably had about $1 billion in bets floating. You win some, you lose some. That's what all gamblers say. Yeah, I won some, lost some, or they'll talk about their big win where they had all these winners, where they went 5-0, or they hit this parlay. In the end, they're going to lose. And Phil, they estimate, lost about $100 million. Now, his PR came out with a statement saying that, most people are going to enjoy fantasy football, and Phil went from gambling in moderation to an actual addiction. I get it. Most PR firms, they're trying to minimize the reputation, his brand, who he is. A lot of people don't even know what gambling addiction, even the professionals that we're talking, what you're talking about, treatment centers or psychologists or counselors, they don't have experience with gambling. This is a relatively new addiction. So I understand that they don't know exactly what to say, but it was an excellent opportunity to push people that do struggle to seek help, to go to inpatient places. Depends on the state that you live in. Also, there are so many excellent psychologists, therapists out there, and they're all learning more and more about gambling, and also about how a lot of people are switching over from especially alcohol and drugs into a gambling addiction, and also the wonderful 12-step rooms that deal with gambling, that there is so much help out there. They just kind of try to minimize that he has a lot of money, that even though he lost, let's say even if they admit that he lost $100 million, that Phil has made more than that and will continue to make more and more money. So his family's financial security is not at risk. Fortunately for a lot of other people, their financial security is at risk. People lose college funds, 401ks, any types of savings, or just start getting evicted either from their apartment or the house they're renting, or they get foreclosed on, or they can't make certain bills. It becomes very serious, and that is why gambling has the highest suicide rate. And here in September, September is National Recovery Month, and also it is a suicide prevention month. So these things also should be highlighted in any type of PR statement. But there's also something in the PR statement that was said, which is the biggest loss that Phil has taken. Said that he was not there, was not present, even though his physical body may have been present at family events or business or even with friends, that he wasn't there. And that is what was harmful, and that is what was hurtful. So what gamblers don't know, and you can talk about almost any addiction, it's not only the addiction, the amount of money that is spent or that you are not there. But with gambling, I can be at Thanksgiving dinner and I can be gambling and I can say that I'm with my family and I'm zoned out. The thing about gambling, it is a hidden addiction. It is a secret addiction. You don't even know that I'm getting high, and I'm getting high right in front of your face. I could be having an argument with my girlfriend, wife, my partner. I could be doing something with the kids. I could be at one of their events. Let's say it's a play or a sporting event, and I'll be gambling. All I have to do is pull out my phone, pull up one of the gambling apps, and I can start gambling. And you're not there. And I know as gamblers will say, no one knows. No one knows what I'm going through. Yes, they do. It's the same thing when drug addicts say, well, I never do drugs in front of my kids. They don't know what I'm doing. That is total BS. Kids, family members, spouses, partners, they all know that something's going on. And a lot of them originally suspect that you are cheating. Gambling becomes that mistress. And even though you're not physically with another human being, another person, your whole body is invested emotionally, mentally. You're losing your soul. You're gambling. And that is what is really needs to be addressed, is the amount of time. And I can go and spend a lot more times of how to become much more prevalent. That's right. I mean, I've done some episodes, episode 108, where I talked about gambling and the sports betting and how it's going in the wrong direction. Also talking about in episode 104, character. See, character, even in the 12-step rooms, is the most challenging thing that we're going to have to do in order to stop the gambling addiction and to change not only our brain, our emotional state, and the way we approach life. We have to understand our character. And I always say character always starts with honesty. Honesty is the first spiritual principle. It's the first character trait. I talk about honesty. First off, are you truly honest with yourself? Question number 2, do people truly know who you are? Would other people say that you're an honest person? They know everything about you, that there are no surprises. That is the one way to become totally free of any addiction, especially a gambling addiction, and actually to then be in the moment. And you're not robbing yourself. You're actually there at Thanksgiving, at Christmas, at birthday parties, when you're traveling, or just on a night out with your friends or your loved one or with your family. Even if you're just doing something with your business and you're doing some type of networking, that you are physically there and you can actually help people. You listen to people, you support people. And you cannot listen to people when you are caught up in your gambling. And that is also one of the things that people miss out, that they are truly not listening to what's going on around them. And they're not living, they're surviving. And that is why you can start going into depression, deeper depression. And you go through all the cycles. You go through the winning phase, you go through the losing phase, then you go through the desperation phase. And in the desperation phase, you are dealing with a lot of depression. So they're talking a lot about how much money was lost, but unfortunately, we need to really be talking about how many people are escaping on a daily basis into gambling, into alcohol, into drugs, food, sex, porn, shopping, video games, and not actually living. You got to be able to live. Live, baby, live. That's what life's about. So I encourage everyone to focus on their character. And if you need help, I just came out with a second course, Strong Character, Strong Leader Blueprint, 6-week course to get you to live the life that you want to live, to have the character and be the person that you are always been destined to be. So check it out there on the website, www.lifeiswonderful.love. Contact me. We can get going. Change your life and be the person that you are always destined to be. That will conclude this episode of the 1% in Recovery. Life is wonderful.